Want to run it as the lead tomorrow morning?
Water rights in the Delaware River Valley? Did you realize that is so complicated an issue that I have never even dared tackle this editorially?
Well, I learned about water where it's really scarce in the Southwest.
They must have been marvelous years for you.
Oh, I had my ups and downs.
And you know something? I know very little about them.
Not that much to tell.
However, I have often wondered how it is that some woman didn't snag you out there.
Well, a moving target is hard to hit. What are you doing there?
Oh, sweetheart, I'm just making a few little tiny changes.
You promised never to edit my stuff.
Wrong. I promised that I would almost never edit your stuff, and you're changing the subject.
What subject? Oh, the ladies in my life? Well, to tell you the truth, I had impossible standards. I wanted the woman I married to be absolutely perfect.
Well, you certainly haven't changed your mind. You married me. Well, okay, I think I'm going to go home now. If I hurry, I'll get there in time to sit and have dinner with the kids. You're not going to be long, are you?
No, half hour at the most.
Sweetheart, did I say something that bothered you?
No, of course not. I just don't like to think about the past that much. Look, why don't you go on, and I'll be along in a little while.
Broom closet, you're mistaken. Furthermore, I specifically requested a room with a view of the desert, not one overlooking your laundry room.
You didn't...
True. Yes, dear. Yes, of course I'll find out everything I can. It shouldn't be too difficult. She seems to be the type of woman who'll love the sniff of nobility. Someone with a title. Llanview, Pennsylvania. Lovely town. Is your paper the Banner? Yes, it is. It has a wonderful reputation. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Contessa?
Oh, thank you, Brian. Just set it over there. You know, they have an absolutely marvelous herbal tea that they serve here. I would love it if you'd join me. Oh, I'd like that very much. Thank you. Terrific. Could you bring another cup for Mrs. Callison, please, Brian?
Yes, Contessa.
Thank you. Did he say Contessa? Oh, that, yes. It doesn't really mean all that much, but it does ensure proper service. I'm sure it helps a good deal. Sort of article in the Philadelphia papers about a scandal of some sort. Yes, indeed. You see, it turned out that Asa Buchanan hadn't died after all. Asa Buchanan. The oil magnate. Yes. Of course. He showed up at his own memorial service with some very strange story. So, Dorian, your paper is the Banner, right?
You know, Asa is just the most... Well, the man is actually a walking scandal in and of himself. Truly, he's always mixed up in something, and there's always a woman or two involved. But I really rather like the man. He's charming, he really is, in a sort of macho way.
I know the type.
Yes, indeed. We're very close. In fact, in a sense, we are family. Because, you see, my stepdaughter, Viki, is married to his son, Clint Buchanan. In fact, Clint has started working for my newspaper, which is wonderful because, really, Clint is one of the finest editors in all of America. We were very lucky to woo him away from our competition.
Yes, I'm sure he'll be a great help to you.
Oh, yes. I think he's absolutely key and essential to the operation. And as long as I oversee him, things should be just fine. Though my problem is that I tend to overcommit myself. It's a habit I cannot seem to break. In fact, I was just voted the Woman of the Year in Llanview. Then when one is more fortunate, one has an obligation to serve on things like community boards and, well, noblesse oblige.
Honey, I know that the River Road project isn't even in the planning stage yet, but the Waterfront Commission's proposal belongs on the front page. Now, people have to be made aware of what's going on. This won't be the first time that the mayor and his buddies have tried
Darling,
to...
I hate to interrupt you, but if you don't get dressed in a hurry, we're going to be very late.
Well, look at you.
Huh?
Aren't you a sight for sore eyes?
Well, thank you.
Gotcha. What's going on?
What's going on? Darling, we're going to the symphony.
We are?
Yes, we are. Honey, I reminded you about this a few days ago. You have obviously suppressed it. I know that you don't much care for the symphony, but, sweetheart, this is the last concert of the season. There's a big reception beforehand, and I'm a member of the board, so I have to be there.
I was in a tuxedo just last night for that Woman of the Year fiasco.
Yes, I know.
Besides, I've got tickets for the baseball game tonight. Now, everyone says it's going to be a terrific game. Now, I hate to do this to you, but could you just let me off the hook this one time?
Darling, I really wish you brought this up sooner. Ordinarily, I wouldn't mind, but unfortunately, it's a little too late to find another escort now.
Well, it was a thought.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, what are they playing?
You really want to know? Brahms second.
I knew it. I knew it. Well, can't they play something else, or do they just save that for me? I'll take a shower. Let me ask you something. How did Joe like the symphony?
Oh, well, Joe felt pretty much the same way you do, I guess.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, come on now. I cannot possibly be the very first woman in your life who ever liked classical music. Can I?
As a matter of fact, you're not.
Oh, sweetheart, cowboy boots at the symphony. Believe me, the last time a horse was in Symphony Hall was the last time they did Aida there.
Well, what do you want me to wear on my feet? A pair of those patent leather shoes with little silver twinkles on them? You're not going to quit until you got me looking like the Ivy League, are you?
Fat chance I have. But really, cowboy boots.
You love me, you love my boots.
Oh, I love your boots.
Wait a minute, come here. Let's see how much of a kiss I can give you without messing up that gorgeous little face. Besides, I'm not asking you to ride horseback into Philadelphia.
Bloody good thing, too, with all the traffic.
You know, back in Arizona, my newspaper was out on the edge of town. I had a corral out in back. In the morning, I'd saddle up, ride into work, and at the end of the day, I'd ride back. Take me about an hour.
Must have been gorgeous.
Gorgeous. It was like nothing you ever saw. Of course, I could have made the trip in about an hour in my, 10 minutes rather, in my pickup truck, but seeing the sunset behind those mountains from a pickup truck is one thing. Seeing them from the back of a good horse is something else.
Well, now, there must have been persons or a person who rode with you.
I guess there might have been a time or two. You know, just to show you, honey, that corrupt water deals are not the only thing I think about. Saw this in the window today, and I picked it up for you.
Sweetheart, it's not my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Well, did I miss a special day?
Just another day of wedded bliss. Hope you like it.
Well, it's just exquisite. Thank you.
That's turquoise and coral. My favorite stones. Mind telling me why you came home without me?
Simple. The concert ended, but apparently your baseball game was still going on, so I left you to watch it.
When I got to the bar, Viki, it was the fourth inning. Grzinski had a no-hitter going. Now, you don't just walk out on a no-hitter.
Clint, if it was really that important, couldn't you at least have run across the street during a commercial and alerted me?
You knew where I was.
No. I knew where you had gone, that's all. Besides, don't you think it was rude not coming back?
Don't you think it was rude driving off and leaving me? When the game ended, I thought the concert was dragging on, so I walk out to the parking lot like a dummy. It's empty.
What did you expect me to do? Sit in the car and wait I don't know how long until your no-hitter was over?
What was wrong with you coming into the bar, watching the end of the game with me? Or can't Victoria Lord Riley Buchanan be seen in a neighborhood saloon?
Oh, no, you leave me stranded without a word of explanation or apology, and then you twist it so that I'm at fault.
Answer my question. Why didn't you come into the bar?
I was very worried about you, believe it or not. I could not believe that you would just leave me sitting there at that concert. And I couldn't imagine what had happened to you. So as soon as the concert was over, I ran across the street to that bar to see what had happened to you. And from outside, I could see you sitting there watching baseball.
All right.
So I left you there.
All right. Now, let's not make mountains out of molehills, okay? Let's just forget it.
I'm sorry, I can't do that.
Oh, you can, huh? Would you like to know what the real problem is? You can't stand it when you're not in complete control of our lives.
Oh, I beg your pardon.
It happens to be true. You had our evening all laid out for us tonight, and come hell or high water, I better go along with it. Well, when I suddenly altered those plans, without your permission, as if I was one of the boys, you got angry. And so you decided to punish me like I was one of the boys.
No, you expected me to behave that way because you knew what you had done was childish.
I did what I did because it made me happy, and I left you across the street doing what made you happy. Now, there was no reason why we couldn't have come home together, both happy.
I don't see any point in continuing this.
Was it really that embarrassing, having to explain to the Crowleys that your cowboy country bumpkin husband prefers baseball to classical music?
I think you better stop it because you've said much too much already.
I am right, and you know I'm right. Now, you think about that tonight while you're lying in bed, alone. I'll see you in the morning.
Good morning.
Morning. Like some coffee?
No, thank you. I've had some.
Did you sleep well?
Not particularly. Clint, I'd like to talk to you for a minute, please. I did some thinking last night, and I will never again ask you to go to the symphony with me.
Good. I won't ask you to go to any hockey games with me next winter.
Well, that's fine. But I might like to go to one or two.
Fine. By the same token, there's nothing that says I can't occasionally get an urge for classical music.
That would be nice. I also thought about your question why I didn't come into the bar for you. I was angry. I was very angry with you. I had been worried about you, and when I saw you just sitting there watching baseball, I got angry, and I think I was also very disappointed in you. So yes, it was a form of punishment. Now, as for your accusation that I have to be in control, the power game, I don't really know what to say about that. See, there was a whole time in my life when I was not in control. And I hated it. And I tried to change it. So I guess this was just me overcompensating for something that happened to me years ago. But I am very dependent on you, and I wouldn't change that for anything. So I just will have to try and be more aware of that in myself.
I'm sorry you thought I was rude by my not coming over. I thought you'd understand.
Well, I'm trying. Better go to work. By the way, did your Mr. Grzinski get his no-hitter?
No. Bottom of the eighth, they blew him out of the ballpark.
It was a deliberate act of sabotage on the part of an angry employee.
Honey, you don't have to explain anything to her.
Oh, yes, she does. And to all the other members of the board of directors of this newspaper.
Now, you listen to me. You come charging in here, half-cocked, without the slightest idea of what's really going on. And you start running off at the mouth. Dorian, the best thing for you to do is to run back to your little fat farm in Arizona, because the simple fact is you don't have any authority in this situation.
Clint, do I need to remind you that I own a 49% interest in this newspaper? I have a right to protect that interest.
Do I have to remind you that as publisher and editor of this paper, Viki and I are still in charge around here, and when someone comes barging in that door, unannounced, screaming like a banshee, like you just did, we have every right to have them evicted.
You wouldn't dare.
Joanne, we have an intruder. Please call security and have her taken out. Well, then I'll have to do it myself.
Don't you dare touch me. Don't you make another step toward...
I knew I'd find you here.
Herb, Clint was about to attack me.
What did you do, antagonize him beyond endurance?
Oh, I might have guessed you would take their side.
I'm trying very hard to remain neutral. Why don't we all sit down and discuss what happened rationally?
Yes, I am going to discuss it with the board of directors. Viki, I suggest that you start clearing your things out of this office, because they tend to act very quickly when the situation is this clear-cut. You may not have time tomorrow. Are you coming, dear?
I'm sorry about this.
I know you are, Herb. Thank you. And I think she's really going to do it this time.
Yeah? But we both know that she doesn't have the rest of the board of directors in her pocket.
Yeah, but she will. She's got a case this time, a strong case. Oh, sweetheart, why did this have to happen now? I have worked and struggled for so many years to make this paper something my father would have been proud of. Now I'm going to lose it.
Hired about 5 years ago, and he died in 81.
Oh, that's a shame. I didn't know that.
Right. Anyway, son Graham was, kind of a loner. He was kind of a guy who always walked around with a chip on his shoulder. The other guys in the plant said they only tolerated him out of the memory of his father. And they also said he has an alcohol problem.
Ed, do you think Dorian might have known him?
That could be. Maybe when she was married to Viki Lord. Would you know anything about that, Viki?
I wish I did.
Well, what about Asa or Derek Bland? If we could establish a connection between Marks and one of them...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's worth a try.
This is so strange. And Irving Marks and Dorian being so closely connected with my father. That he could see what was going on.
Honey, I know how scared you are, but believe me, we are never going to give up this newspaper. We will win this battle, I promise you. I'm sorry to disturb you, but do you have any idea how late it is?
No.
It's after 7. Now, I know you got to be tired. I am. And neither of us has eaten.
Well, I guess I was just trying to lose myself in all this work. Clint, I can't bear the thought of never working in this room again.
Honey, you're not going to lose this paper. Trust me.
Wish I could believe you. You know, I always suspected it, and now I know it's true. After you and the children, this paper means more to me than anything.
Well, there were a few times there that I was running a definite, distant second.
Yeah, well, not anymore.
I understood it. You look on this paper as a sacred trust, because it was your father's. And you just don't want to betray that.
You've always been there when I needed you, even now.
You're a fighter, honey. You always have been. Now just think back to when you first took the paper over. Think about how scared you were.
Oh, I was terrified. Even long before then. When I first started in the mailroom, I was so scared. I was sure all the other clerks despised me because I'd really only gotten the job through my father.
I don't think anybody ever despised you. They might have had their doubts, but you showed them.
It was very important to me then to do a very good job. And of course, before I knew it, I'd fallen in love with the work. I really don't know what I'll do if they take it away from me.
We'll start our own newspaper. Brand new one. Even if we have to write our own stories and set our own type in the basement. It's been done before. Look, let's go home. For right now, let's go home and not think about this anymore.
He would call me in here to chew me out.
And do you think he could walk in at any moment and reprimand you for what's been going on?
That, and probably solve everything.
And just how would he do all that?
I have no idea, but he'd have plenty of them.
More than I? More than the two of us put together?
Probably, yeah. I'm sorry, darling. I don't mean to annoy you by bringing up my father.
Well, it's just that you make it sound as if you and I are, what, inadequate, incompetent. And as if his mere presence would somehow magically solve this whole thing.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you.
You didn't hurt me. Would you like that freshened?
Darling, I don't always compare you to him, do I?
Well, it crops up every now and then. A little ways, here and there. You just act and sound sometimes as if you're still 12 years old and you got a big case of hero worship. Frankly, I can't think of anything that Victor Lord or anyone else would do that I'm not already doing.
I know, of course. I know you're right, darling, and I'm sorry. I guess it's just whenever I feel frightened or troubled, I wish I were a little girl again and that my daddy could come and make it all better. It's just because I'm so worried, really.
We've got 2 men in the press room. 2 good men. Saul, Golden, Terry, Michaels.
I know.
Now, they're very good men. They're going to be doing some nosing around down there tonight. They're going to be asking questions, listening to all the gossip. Now, so far as I've been able to find out, 99% of our staff is on our side. Now, do you think they're going to go to work for Asa or Dorian?
Oh, no, that's ludicrous, isn't it?
That's absolutely ludicrous. Anyway, we'll probably have some more information before the night is over.
Well, I certainly hope they can come up with something. Although, you know, even if we find out who paid off Graham Marks, it's not necessarily going to stop Asa or Dorian.
What can Dorian do? Honey, you own 51% of the Banner. You'd have to fire yourself.
Afraid not. There was a clause in my father's will that could pertain to a situation like this. A clause that Dorian must have memorized years ago.
What kind of clause?
Well, it's something to the effect that the board of directors has the right to remove the publisher and or editor-in-chief should circumstances warrant.
Wait a minute, you're losing me. I'm not making any sense out of this, honey. Now, if you've told me once, you've told me 100 times how much faith your father had in you. Are you telling me now that he didn't have faith in you?
Darling, don't forget that there was a time in my life when I was terribly ill. I was mentally ill. My father had enormous faith in me, sane. He also believed in hedging his bets. I think I'm going to go and see the children. Sweetheart, are the children going to be affected by all this?
Well, honey, if push comes to shove, Of course they're going to be affected by it, but not necessarily in a bad way. Now, while you were out of the room, I've been thinking about an alternate plan.
Such as?
We leave Llanview. We sell the Banner, move to Arizona, take over my newspaper out there. We move to the mountains, we look down on the desert, and we live a happy, wonderful, carefree life.
That simple, eh?
Yes, it is. Besides, honey, what's most important? A newspaper or a family?
Well, family, of course.
Of course it is. Now, as long as we are together, as long as we're happy, and as long as we're in love, what more could we want? We can look back on this in a few years and realize it was the best thing that ever happened to us. In fact, the more I think about this, sweetheart, the more I wonder why we're making such a big deal out of it.
I think you're getting just a little bit carried away now.
Well, now, wait a minute. Look at it like this. Let's say that Dorian calls the board members together. And let's say that the board members decide that we should keep on putting out the Banner. Okay? Now, you know they're going to insist on some kind of a watchdog or efficiency expert to keep their eyes on us. If we work like that for a week, we'd want to quit anyway.
You know, I've never known anyone in my life turn a total disaster into utopia quite so quickly.
That is a very good word for it. So tell me, what do you want to do? Do you think we should give notice and start packing? Or should we start packing and then give notice?
Oh, Clint, I really wish I could just give up everything that easily. Because everything you say makes a great deal of sense. But I can't. Everything I've ever learned and ever felt tells me that I have to hang on. And I have to fight. And I have to win.
Okay, well, if you find out anything else, you let me know, will you? Okay, good night, Saul. Well, got the boys tucked in?
Yeah. They're both a bit hyper tonight. I think they must sense the tension. Was that Saul Golden?
Yes. There's a lot of gossip going around down at the paper. Now, separating the facts from everything else hasn't been real easy, but he does think he's got one thing nailed down for certain.
Mm-hmm.
Our Mr. Marks has known and talked to Dorian in the past.
Oh.
Seems like he wanted to go to work at the TV station, and he had more than one interview with her. Now, he also liked to brag that he knew her socially, but no one really believes that part of it.
Did he ever say anything about the two of us specifically?
Well, he liked to badmouth everyone, including us. But as far as anyone can tell, and as far as anyone knows, the only time he mentioned Asa was to marvel at all his money.
Mm-hmm. So what is the consensus down there as to whether or not he was paid off to plant the article?
That he would do almost anything for money. Obviously, in this case, he was paid well enough to completely pull up stakes and leave town.
Well, then there's a definite link to Dorian. Sweetheart, do you really think she could have done this?
Well, one way or the other, we're going to find out.
What do you want?
Well, I must come over and talk to you right away.
Dorian, it's 10:30 at night. What on earth can we accomplish tonight that couldn't be better left for the morning?
I think it would be better for all of us if I spoke to you right now.
Look, Dorian, this is ridiculous.
I am on my way over. I'll be there as soon as I can.
Dorian is on her way over.
I know that Dorian can come at things from some pretty odd angles sometimes. But on the other hand, she might not be planning on causing any trouble here tonight at all. It could be something completely different.
Well, I'll tell you, that would be a very welcome surprise. Unfortunately, you know me. I'm not a pessimist unless I absolutely have to be. And there is something in the pit of my stomach that tells me that Dorian sees this as the chance to finally triumph over me.
I've never really understood this obsession that she has with wanting to see you crushed.
Well, it has to do with a lot more than just the newspaper, sweetheart. I guess it has to do with me personally and everything I represent, and it has to do with this house and everything that Llanview stands for. She'll never stop wanting it back, you know. She will always think that it's rightfully hers. I might be very naive. I've just never had a personal enemy before.
Oh, now, wait a minute. That's going just a little bit far, isn't it? I mean, there must have been some freckle-faced little gal with pigtails that tried to put you in an ash can, maybe, say, in the 3rd grade? Hmm?
I know you're trying to keep things in perspective, and I appreciate it because I need that, but Dorian is different. I have tried to like her, and I've tried to believe that time would heal our problems, but I was being stupid. It was stupid to ignore her. It was stupid and ultimately dangerous.
Well, all I can say is that I hope this time the enemy is more a nightmare than a reality.
Excuse me, Madam, Mrs. Callison is here.
Viki, Clint, I cannot tell you how much I regret the circumstances of this meeting.
Dorian, it's very late. Get to the point.
First of all, may I say that I have never done anything with so much regret. I really do hate having to do this.
Dorian, you don't have to suffer alone. Please, tell us what's on your mind.
Well, it's obvious that the Banner is on the brink of a disaster. It is in trouble, and it has been in trouble ever since you, Viki, took over the leadership.
Are you talking about editorial policy or the balance sheet?
Oh, I would say the editorial policy was in trouble, freedom of the press notwithstanding, but as usual, money is the bottom line.
Dorian, we're in the black now. Given where we started from, I don't think anyone could ask for any more.
Oh, I think a lot of people could ask for a lot more, and the balance sheet is just a small part of it. And there is the fact that there's a vendetta going on between certain citizens in this town.
You are out of line.
Clint, would you say that a $25 million libel suit was out of line? I would. And it's a sword of Damocles hanging over the newspaper solely because you returned as editor.
No, Dorian, it is because a fraudulent story was placed in the newspaper. It was an act of sabotage.
Tell that to the wire services. I have called an emergency meeting of the board of directors for 1 p.m. tomorrow.
And just what do you hope to accomplish thereby?
I am hoping to protect the Banner and its major stockholders. I think if you, too, care anything about the Banner, you will offer your resignations at the meeting tomorrow.
I will never do that.
Why don't you save everybody a lot of grief, Viki, and just step down?
You would have saved everybody a lot of grief if you had kept your nose out of the business to begin with. What do you know about newspapers?
Oh, sweetheart. This has nothing to do with the newspaper, and she knows it. Oh, Dorian, yes, you're quite within your rights to call a meeting of the board and to ask for a vote to have us removed. But please, please don't think that I'm deceived by all of this. I see exactly what you are up to, and I know that your vindictiveness extends far beyond the Banner.
You could not be
Do
more
not
wrong.
interrupt me. This is my house. Now, I don't know if this matters to you at all, but there will be no going back if you continue this fight, Dorian, and I think you will regret it as long as you live in this town.
We'll just see about that.